back. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy announced yesterday he's replacing his top general. The latest shakeup of Ukraine's military comes after days of protests against the ouster of Zelenskyy's popular Minister of Defense. He removed Mikhailo Fedorov from his role last week, citing an irresolvable feud between the defense minister and the commander-in-chief of Ukraine's armed forces. And just this morning, take a look at this. Ukraine struck warehouses for Russia's largest online retailer. Zelenskyy wrote about the strikes online, saying the sites are logistics hubs for the Russian military and that Ukraine is bringing the war back home to Russia. That's a direct quote. CBS News international reporter Aidan Stretch joins us now from Kyiv for more on all of this. Good morning, Aidan. First, tell us what's behind this turmoil in Zelenskyy's cabinet and where it leaves Ukraine's armed forces.
Well, Errol, a lot of the shakeup really comes down to a generational divide over how Ukraine should be fighting its war. On the one hand, you have the former defense minister, Mikhailo Fedorov. He's 35 years old, deep ties to Silicon Valley. Zelenskyy appointed him to that position in January to pursue a series of aggressive technological and procurement reforms to the military. Many of these reforms, though, chafed with some of Ukraine's senior leadership, including the commander-in-chief, Alexander Syrsky. This tension really came to a head last week when Zelenskyy said that the two men could not sit down in a room together and continue their jobs. One had to go. Zelenskyy chose to oust Fedorov, which sparked a week of protests demanding that Fedorov be reinstated and that Syrsky be the one fired. And then yesterday, Zelenskyy also removed Syrsky from his position, replacing him with a younger general named Drapati, who's seen as more reform-minded and closer to Fedorov. I did have military analysts tell me today that even if Fedorov is not welcomed back into government and it's not clear what his future will be, they're very confident about Drapati's ability to continue to build on Ukraine's recent battlefield successes.
Fascinating to hear about a generational divide there. And give us the latest on these Ukrainian strikes inside Russia, targeting warehouses specifically. How is Ukraine able to pull this off, and what does this mean?
Well, this is actually the second time that Ukraine has hit warehouses belonging to Wildberries. That's Russia's largest online retailer. On Saturday, they hit warehouses around Moscow. Russian officials said that 8 people died there. Today, now they've hit warehouses in 2 southwestern cities belonging to the same company, and at least 15 people have been wounded. Ukrainian officials have explained these attacks, saying that they're not deliberately aiming for civilians or commercial targets, but that this online platform has actually used to sell dual-use Russian technologies that is used to fund Russia's war effort. So they're putting this alongside attacks on energy infrastructure and military installations as part of this campaign to degrade the resources that Russia has to fund and conduct its war effort.
All right, we appreciate you bringing us the latest. Aidan Stretch in Kyiv for us. Aidan, thank you.